Hello there everyone, today's video all about making tax digital for landlords and the self-employed, kicking in from next year, specifically the 6th of April 2026. So those businesses that are currently registered for VAT, they know all about making tax digital, MTD. They've basically been submitting VAT returns every quarter for some time now. So the whole digital idea is nothing new to them, but people, specifically sole traders who run their business as sole traders or landlords who are turning over below the VAT threshold, have not had to even think about this until right now. So what is happening? So this is a change that's been mooted for years, and we knew this was coming in, but basically you have to keep all your records digitally and upload them to HMRC every 3 months. So currently, self-employed landlords would report their information, their profits, and pay income tax thereon once a year via the self-assessment tax return system. Going forward, HMRC want to see the numbers every 3 months. So 4 times a year plus tax return as well. So what does it mean? When does it kick in? What are the rules around it? Well, let's take a look. So, to talk about qualifying income, if you're a self-employed sole trader or a landlord, you've got buy-to-let properties in your own name. So forget companies now. This rule, this doesn't kick in for companies yet. This is all about individuals. Okay, so qualifying income from self-employed and or property profits. It starts from the 6th of April 2026 based on what was in your 2024-2025 tax return. So your 24-25 tax return, which doesn't have to be filed until 31st of January 2026, will determine whether or not you're in this regime from the 6th of April next year, 2026. So let's just assume we've got an individual. They're not self-employed. They may have their own business, so they may take salary and dividends. So strictly speaking, they've not got sole trader income, but nevertheless, they've got several buy-to-let properties and they've got an income on the properties of 55,000. So, and that would go on their 2024-25 tax return. Yeah, okay, property income, 55 grand. Therefore, that exceeds the 50,000 threshold of qualifying income for the start date for MTD. So, they would then have to launch their whole MTD on the 6th of April 2026. So from that point, the quarterly regime is applicable to them. Now this thing is coming in a staggered situation. So basically, the next year, if your qualifying income is 30,000 for 25-26, then you'll start the MTD regime from the 6th of April 2027, and then the following year it drops right down. So basically they're saying, look, for the largest individuals who've got 50 grand or more of this qualifying income of either self-employment or property or both, this regime kicks in April 26. If you've got more modest figures, 30,000, 20,000, we're going to give you an extra year or an extra 2 years. That's what it means. So, but for those who have got over 50,000 on their 24-25 tax return, you're in the game from 6th of April 2026. And what does that exactly mean? Well, what it means is that you have to keep all your records digitally, and then you have to upload them every quarter to HMRC. So it's no good just keeping spreadsheets like the good old days. You've got to get some cloud-based accounting software like the Xero, QuickBooks, Sages of this world that can record all of this stuff. Now, let's assume this individual, take an example, they're exceeding this 50 grand. So on the 24-25 tax return, it's got to be filed by January. Let's assume it's done right now, so we know it's going to kick in for this person April next year. So the first quarter that they need to report via MTD, Making Tax Digital, is 6th of April 2026 to 5th of July 2026. Okay, so it's 4 times a year, the first quarter, and that has to be submitted by the 7th of August 2026. So you basically got a month and 2 days to get your stuff together before you upload the information to HMRC. Now, here's a crucial difference to how people are doing VAT returns thus far. Under this MTD, you will submit not 3 months worth of info, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, but you'll submit 3 months worth in the first quarter, for the second quarter, 6 months worth, the third quarter, 9 months worth, and the fourth quarter a year. So it's cumulative. So coming back to the same example, the guy that's forced into this next year, Q2, the period now that HMO want to see is 6 months worth of data from 6th of April 26 to 5th of October 26, which is due into HMRC on the 7th of November. So that's a 6 month period. So, and so on and so forth. So like I said, 3 month, then 6 month, then 9 month, and then 12 month. So 12 month period for the period ended, that would be 5th of April 2027, would need to be submitted by the 7th of May of 2027. But of course, the tax return itself isn't due to be filed until the following 31st of January. So whilst this is in sort of real time, you will also have to do a tax return and submit that on the 31st of January following the year end, which obviously gives you time to tidy things up, because there's certain adjustments that might not have gone through in the quarterly numbers. The accounts, you're not going to produce a perfect set of accounts every 3 months, I would suggest. And HMRC accept this and say, look, we'll take your figures from your digital data. You will want to see them every 3 months on a cumulative basis, but you'll still have a chance to have a proper go at it at the year end, make any tweaks that need to be made, and we'll see where you are. Things like, depreciation if you are a sole trader, various things that you would typically only do once a year, not month in, month out. So that is the MTD regime coming in soon, almost upon us. So if you are a landlord, forget properties owning companies. We're talking about properties held as an individual or in a partnership. Landlord, or you've got self-employed, you're a sole trader, so you don't run your business through a company. So you look to see what's on your 24-25 tax return that has to be in by 31st of January 26 at the latest, to see if this regime will kick in for you just a couple of months after that point, 5th of April 2026. So this is almost upon us. So have a look, check the rules. If in doubt, do get in touch, let me know. Hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe. And as always, I'll see you soon.